we still just kind of worked on it a little bit here and there for another year, and then there was a point where we were just like, okay, we're all in, let's just go. This is the brewing area. So this is all the beer that we sell is manufactured here. Every single drop of beer that has our name on it is manufactured in this system right here. So this is the brew system. There are 2 vessels in the brew system. The one on the left is called the mash tun, and the one on the right is the boil tun. That means keep all the solid matter behind. So we're just separating the liquid, bringing it over to the right. All of that spent grain becomes a waste product for us. And so this door and chute on the side, we open that up and pour all that into these drums here. So these are just empty drums that go underneath here. Open up the door, all that dry grain falls out into those tubs. We roll it outside. We have a local farmer that comes and picks it up and feeds it to his cows and pigs. We've been around for so long and we're so established in the community. It's now, we have to, the new challenge for us is figuring out how to grow the business outside of our local community, because we're already, we're good here, right? I mean, we're not gonna turn our back on the local community and we're gonna keep focusing on it, but right now we're gonna get more bang for our buck by focusing outside the community, because that's where the growth opportunities are. It all starts over here, then it goes to the fermentation tanks. It sits in the fermentation tanks, like I said, for about 2 weeks. At that point, fermentation is done. If you look at any of the fermentation tanks, you can see they kind of change in diameter. There's an inner wall and then it bulges out and it comes down. That's because wrapped around every single tank is like a 3-inch jacket of insulation. That's what that outer diameter is. And just on the inside wall of that jacket is a little channel that we can pump coolant through. And that's why there are these hoses that are going to every single tank. That overhead pipeline up there is a constantly recirculating loop of 28-degree refrigerant, basically. So that when a tank needs to be cooled, because yeast activity has raised the temperature, or the beer is done and we need to bring it down to refrigeration temperatures, every tank has a thermostat on it that will automatically control the flow of coolant around this jacket, around the outside of the tank, to cool it or maintain its temperature or whatever it needs to. And that's how we're able to make sure that all fermentations happen at the same temperature all the time. So then at the end of those 2 weeks, the beer is done. And so then it's time to put it into kegs or put it into cans. Going into kegs is super easy. There's just valves at the bottom of every one of the tanks. Hook up a hose to that, hose to the keg, fill the keg. Pretty easy and self-explanatory. But all of our beer that goes into beer stores and liquor stores goes into cans. And this is the canning machine right here. It's up down here. So a hose coming straight from one of the tanks right into the bottom of the machine. The beer flows up through here, in through these hoses, which come down into these wands here. So we have someone standing on this end with a giant pallet of cans, and they're loading cans one by one into the chute. The cans travel through the chute. They flip upside down inside this case here, where they get sprayed with water just to rinse out any dust or anything else that might be in there. Then they flip right way up again. They travel along the conveyor belt until they hit this point here, where the wands will drop down, open the valves, fill it up with beer, and then the wands raise up and it continues along its journey. At this point, this right here is a lid dispenser. It doesn't have any lids in it right now, but basically this will travel underneath this where a lid drops into place, comes over here, takes a right angle turn into these rollers over here that will take that lid and crimp it on there, right? So lid sitting on here, the 2 ends get rolled together in this super fast operation to seal that into an actual can. This machine will process about 28 cans per minute. So a little bit more than a case every minute.